Nick is with us here. Nick is an author. He works for the Audubon Society, does some talks and some educational programs.
That's right.
And you have a new book?
I have a new book coming next year. I had one come out this year. I write books for middle grade students about science. I had a book called Dinosaurs to Chickens, How Evolution Works, about evolution. It's about how modern species evolved from their ancestors back in the day. Beautiful, big, well-illustrated, gorgeous book.
Yeah.
At any good bookstore.
Yeah.
If you walk in and it's not there, it's not a good bookstore. You should tell the lady at the front,
That's right.
this is not a good bookstore, and leave a review.
Do you work with someone that does the illustrations, or do you do them?
The company that I just do the writing, and they find someone else on their own.
Yeah.
There's a woman, Lucy Rose, from the United Kingdom. Look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Lucy, what a steal too at $24.99.
How do you do
Man,
it?
you can't even go to Burger King for that.
Right.
Now, but you could now learn all about evolutionary history. So that book is great. That one came out last year, something, 20-something. I got a new one coming out next year that I don't even think there's anything online about it now, called A World Without Birds.
Oh,
a heavy title.
That is heavy.
It's about extinction and how extinction could happen if we let things go wrong. It's a follow-up to a book called World Without Fish, which was about overfishing and stuff. My book's a little lighter and more pleasant than that. It's about not just birds that have gone extinct over history, but birds that we've saved from the brink.
Oh.
So birds that look like they're on the trajectory to go extinct, and we ripped them back through our own positive
Like
efforts.
eagles.
Like eagles.
Yeah.
Like lots of things.
Yeah.
There's a lot more sort of positive stories out there than we give ourselves credit for. But also, if we don't act in time, straight up, they'll go extinct. Birds will go extinct. Passenger pigeon, for example, used to be the most numerous bird in the world.
Yeah.
Lived in the eastern United States. Billions of them. They fly over and you couldn't even see the sun because there's so many of them. Gone, gone, gone. Extinct. Totally extinct.
What happened?
People used to literally have contests where they would just stand on field and say who can shoot the most passenger pigeons. And so there'd be just dudes out there just pumping shotguns into the air, and they'd look at the pile at the end and say, Greg won. We cut down a lot of their trees. They lived in these forests on the East Coast. And so it was mostly just like mass slaughter and habitat loss.
Well, I'm not fond of pigeons, but I wouldn't shoot them.
Well, lots of people do shoot them.
I don't like to be pooped on by a pigeon.
That's true.
It is. They say it's good luck, but not in my book.
Can you imagine if there was a flock over your head so large that it blocked out the sun, how much poop you would just be destroyed?
You'd be so lucky.
You'd be coated.
Yeah.
It would be like a dusting of snow, probably, at Sugarloaf.
You'd be so
You'd
lucky.
just be destroyed.
But
you can, one of the things we did, for example, to stop overhunting, is put in hunting seasons. So like, hey, maybe let's not have a thing where you shotgun as many as you could possibly kill.
Yeah.
You can, hunt 10 a year or whatever. We saved turkeys in Maine that way. We've saved a ton of species by putting regulations.
Well, what have we done with turkeys? Because now they just cross the road and they just look at you and they got such an attitude.
They do have an attitude. They would kill you if they could, probably. They are, and I wouldn't cross one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to meet one in a dark alley or any dark place, probably. But they are very cool birds. So they're delicious. Have you heard?
Yes, I have.
And they are so delicious that people used to just shoot them willy-nilly. And in Maine, we shot them to the point there were none in Maine anymore. So much to my sort of chagrin, all of the wild turkeys in Maine are descendants of Vermont turkeys. Because we shipped them over to try to reestablish our population. But when we said, let's get hunting seasons in place, let's chill out with the wanton killing, they came back. So now there are turkeys everywhere. They're supposed to be here. They do well here. They're meant to be here. But when we sort of chilled out, stopped ourselves, then they came back.
Well, they have kind of a Vermont accent. I noticed that.
Yeah.
And
you can track them with maple syrup and jam bands.
Maybe your next book could be about killer turkeys.
Killer turkeys. Yeah, you want to go together on it?
I think we could make a movie out of that.
I mean, have you been like really close to a turkey before? They are like.
Not by choice.
Well, yeah, and I'd say a live one, not like eating a thing.
Well, no, they're out in my yard tearing up the lawn.
They got all kinds of dangly colored stuff on them. They got big sort of hooked dinosaur feet.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Respect.
They're kind of scary.
They're scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if they want, they could get at you.
You know where they look best?
Where?
on a platter.
That's right.
Yeah, well.
That's right. In a sandwich with cranberry
We've
sauce.
covered a lot here today.
Yeah,
Nick,
we really
thank
done
you.
it. We've
Thank
done
you. So when's your book coming out next year?
I think it's March 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other books are available at only the best stores.
Only good bookstores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
Hey,
a pleasure to
always
see you, my
pleasure. Good
friend.
to see you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And say hello to Alex for me.
I will.
Yeah, and happy birthday to.
Happy birthday, June. Leah. Thanks to everybody. 802. Alex at AGC if you want a trampoline lesson or skateboard lesson.
Thanks, Nick.